everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Picker. This is Kevin and we are in my eBay cave down here, and we had a much needed clothing sale day. We've been struggling to sell clothing on eBay, and I know a lot of you out there have, and we know the different issues. Don't know everything, but we know it's been a bit of a struggle. And so I did something that I have never done. I've never felt the need to do it before. And I ran a sale on clothing. And some of you out there, you do it all the time. I just have never done it. I almost never do promoted listings. I almost never run sales. And I decided that we have just too much clothing. It's really difficult to sell for us right now. And so I ran a 10% sale on all shirts, all clothing that have been on the store for 180 days. And we sold a few of them, which is no big surprise. It's only a 10% sale. But I hope not to make practice of that, but it looks like the trends are going where that may be something we need to do, unfortunately. And so we're just going to be more selective on the type of clothing we get, unfortunately. Used to be able to sell all kinds of clothing and make a profit, and now it's getting a little bit harder all the time to make a profit. So maybe it's time to branch out into Poshmark, Mercari. And I've actually listed on Mercari a little bit, and I'm probably going to continue to do so. And it is interesting how times are changing. I tell my students all the time when we talk about, I teach AP World, and I talk about, we talk about continuities in cultures and changes in cultures. And I tell them they're the first generation. Our generations here living on this world here are the first generations where our continuities are the fact that change is always occurring. And that kind of blows their mind a little bit. But that's kind of the way reselling is lately. There are so many changes all the time that we can count on there being more changes. And so we have to adapt, or we can go deliver pizzas, I guess. So anyway, let's take a look at what's sold. All right, here's just a quick little dollar buy for some ink. And it is new, and the expiration has not gone out of date. The box is damaged. And it sold pretty quick. Listed it and sold within a couple of days. And it was $12.41. So we got $12.41 for this. And it's obviously really light. It's going to stay at probably under 4 ounces. And, we'll make about $7 profit. All right, so here's a little UVA jacket for a toddler, 4T here. And it's pretty nice little jacket. I don't remember the name brand on it, or even if there was one. It's a little puffer jacket. And I don't think it's reversible. It's got the quilted on the inside, but it's in really good shape. And I paid like $2 for it, and it sold for $17.89 free shipping. And this was one of those items that had that 10% discount on it. So this is one of the things that sold because of that sale, and it's a good time for it to sell for sure. All right, this, no surprise, this one sold right here, and it only sold for $10.41, but it's an XL. Not a surprise with the Nationals in the World Series. A little bit of surprise that they're going to get this after the series is over, but, it is what it is. And happy to have it going out the door. We only made $2 on this shirt. All right, so this is a pair of Brooks Brothers suspenders, and it's got the golden fleece on there, the sheep and the golden fleece, and the leather tabs. And we picked this up at a yard sale. Actually, it was a charity sale for a school here in town. And I think we paid like $30 for everything we bought at that yard sale. We bought quite a bit. It was not the best that we were expecting that day for that sale. We've seen better. It's because that one was highly picked over long before the sale started. I think they had a special opening where you could pay more, pay a premium. So there wasn't much there. But we did pick this thing up, and it sold for $18.55 total. That's including shipping. So we'll make probably around $13 on this, 13 bucks on this out of the 30 that we spent. So we're almost halfway back to making our money back out of that huge lot, which you'll see on a video we're going to air a little bit later this fall. All right, here's a retail arbitrage buy from Walmart. Where I live, there's pretty much Walmart and nothing else. So if I talk retail arbitrage, it's usually Walmart. And you know how flooded that stuff can get when those things go on clearance. Well, these were 50 cents a piece, so we paid $1.50, and I was selling them for $7.99 and making like $3 on them. maybe just a little bit more. And this was in the store for a long time, and we only had 2 sets of 3 left, so I decided to put that discount on this as well, and they sold for $7.19, so a little bit, you know, a little bit cheaper, 80 cents cheaper than they were, and so we're not making much money, but we only have 1 left. All right, this was another buy from that sale I was just talking about, and these are brand new. The box has been torn. It's not in great shape. Everything inside of it is new. If the box was in great shape, I think we could have probably got $30 for it. But we got $14.81 plus shipping, so $24.26 out the door, and we paid 50 cents for it is what I paid, I think. And so I'm pretty okay with that, and we're gonna make about $12 profit on it. All right, so this will give you an idea of how saturated that clothing market seems to be right now. And I know a lot of people have success. I've had a ton of success selling clothing, and I fully expect to continue to do so. But this will give you an idea. This was dropped and dropped and dropped. It's been in my store for 2 winters now. And to be honest with you, it's taken up a little too much space in that back closet. And so I dropped the price down from, it was at $50. We dropped it down to $40, and then I'm like, hey, we're just getting rid of this thing. I'm only in it for $5, but it is a Bradley Johns overcoat, size 44. And it is wool cashmere, and it's in very good condition, and it sold $31.45 plus shipping. But it is a nice coat, and it is going to probably go in a priority. I'll put it in a poly and then put it in a priority box, I think. All right, so here's a nice sale of an item that has been around for quite a while. It's got that nice little color blocking to it. Kind of surprised that it sells now. Not in the right season per se, but you know what? People buy this stuff all over the place, so it might be the right season for them. It's got some great colors, almost vintage 90s, although this is probably from the 2000s. And it sold for $20.41, and I remember paying just a couple of bucks. Actually, I take it back. This is a different one. And I remember going to the Goodwill and picking this one up. It's got the little hole right there where the tag is, so it is about an $11 profit. All right, this is a great little keepsake Christmas ornament, and it says Cozy Kayak. And anytime you can find something kind of like this that is appealing to a group of people, you know, a kayak or something like that, it's probably a good idea to pick it up. It's not generic. It doesn't say, you know, grandchild's first Christmas or anything like that. So these little guys are pretty good. They sold for this one sold for $8.95 free shipping, and it's going to be definitely under 4 ounces for that one. And I love these things. A lot of them don't sell, but if you have a chance to buy a ton of these at some point, go ahead and pick them up. Pull through them and pull the ones that you can sell. This is going to make $5 for us. It's going to make $5 profit, maybe just a little less, $4.50, $4.75, something like that. So it's going to make a pretty good profit, and I bought a ton of them. We're only into this for, who knows, probably a dime to 20 cents at the most. And there was multiples of these, and this was the last one, I think. I had sold some right when we bought them, and this is the last one. And I love that sale. I love to ship things like this all day long. And thank goodness for us that we have that antique booth where we're selling these type things that don't sell on eBay for a couple of bucks a piece inside the booth. If they didn't, I would just lot them up and sell them off in a lot. And somebody who probably had an antique booth would be doing exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, these are made in 1992. And we had a viewer sale for an Eneman. I think the last one we sold was not a viewer sale, but this one is. And this one is bought by Julie. And all she put is that she was a viewer, and we really, really appreciate you buying this. And this viewer even paid full price for it. So we really appreciate that. Julie, let me know if you did that on purpose. If not, we'll definitely refund $2.81 to you. Because if a viewer watches and they want to send me a message on... Go to the item on eBay, there's a link below, and then send me a message, say, hey, can you do $10 on my viewer, and I'll send you an offer back for $10. And you can have one of these wonderful Enemans, Fleet Enemans. All right, so here's one of those shirts we got at the Goodwill that we put on 10% discount on a sale, and it sold for $16.09. So this is going to end up being about a $7 to $7.50 profit, which is not where I want to be. I really want to make more money than that. I'm okay making $7 on a t-shirt. I'm okay making $5 on a t-shirt. This takes a little bit more work in the listing, and I would much prefer to make 10 bucks before I listed an item like this. But, you know, we'll take the 7 bucks and we'll move on. All right, bought these not too long ago for $1 a piece, and I decided to put them together and sell them. Sometimes when a bunch of people are selling them out there and there's a lot of competition for something like this, I'll take them and I'll put them together as two, and somebody will snatch it up and they'll get a little bit better deal. Instead of selling these for like $10.99 a piece, I put them out there for $18.71, and I put them together and they sold in a day. And they'll still stay under 14 ounces, or excuse me, still stay under 16 ounces. My guess is they'll be 8 ounces if we can fit them in the right box. If not, they'll be 12. I don't think I'll do padded envelope in these, although they're pretty sturdy. I might wrap them in bubble wrap if I can't find the right box, because they'll be okay. They're pretty, you know, in this hard plastic. I think they'd be okay, but I don't know if I want to take a chance or not. So $18.71 out the door. So you figure 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's gonna be about almost a $10 profit on these two. All right, it was funny. I was talking upstairs to my wife, and one of my homeschool hustlers, Turner, came in. He said, "Daddy, Mommy's a better seller than you." And I said, "Is she really?" And it's because she's been up there listing. She says, "She's been listing, and you haven't been doing nothing." I thought, well, I was at school all day, but I hear you. And I said, "You know what? I bet you everything that sold today, Daddy listed." And he said, "No, it didn't." And so we picked it up, and of course it didn't. A bunch of it did, but there's a few things that she listed that sold. And I used to sell a bunch of Tupperware, and we've decided, since we have the booths, to put a lot of that Tupperware in there. And so, I mean, I used to sell a piece of Tupperware. I used to sell a piece of Tupperware every single day of some sort. I mean, I just listed it all the time. There wasn't much money. We'd make 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 bucks on Tupperware, but we do it every single day, and it was hard to break it and hard to ship. So this is something you could definitely, if you wanted to, wrap it in bubble wrap and put it in a poly bag, and it would be perfectly fine. These things have done pretty well for me. I usually sell them. These I bought at a yard sale in Roanoke with Deals and Dives from North Carolina. And I know a lot of you say you like those videos with him. I think I have one saved up. And this sold for $9.73, and I paid $1 for 5 of them. So $1 for 5 of them. So we're in this for 40 cents. So is Tupperware worth it? Not for most people. For me, it is, because I can also sell it in the booth depending on the item. And so you figure $2, 5, 6. This is going to be $4 in profit right here. $4 in profit. It's not much, but it's really, really easy, and it'll take a grand total of about 6 minutes to make $4, and so that to me means it's $40 an hour. So I'm okay with that. By the way, these usually sell in the fall, and people use them when they're out camping. They go out in their trips in the fall. Sometimes in the summertime too, RVers and stuff, they'll go out, and campers will use it to put different things in for cooking, and they can seal them like that. But it is a modular mate, and I put camping in the title. So if you ever find some things for, you know, the egg things or different things for Tupperware that campers would use, I would put camping in the title and see if it helps you sell them. All right, we have one more sale today, and it is a Homeschool Hustler Store sale. And I'm going to bring them down there and let you hear from them what sold. It's an interesting item that I used to sell, and I know it's hard to believe that some things are too cheap and not worth the time for me to sell. But I saw this one, and I wanted to show the viewers out there the possibilities of something as simple as what we're going to show you here in a minute. So come take a look. All right, you two, would you tell them what sold out of the Homeschool Hustler Store?
Yeah. Yes.
What is that thing?
Hi-ho Cheerios. Hi-ho Cheerios.
Hi-ho Cheerios. And this sold for, I think, $6.19, which is not a lot of money. Now, I bought this thing for $0.25. I bought this game for $0.25 because I wanted to show y'all something. First of all, did y'all play this game? Have you ever played Hi-ho Cheerio? Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? It's got the little baskets that go with it, too. All right, so I wanted to show y'all something. I used to sell these. I used to buy them for the games for 50 cents, maybe $1, and I'd sell the little apples out of them, or cherries, or whatever. Are they apples or cherries?
I don't know. Probably cherry because it says Hi-ho Cheerio.
Yeah, probably so, huh? So I used to sell the little cherries out of them, and the old ones had just the red ones, but the new ones had all the different colors. And I used to sell those for $8, and then I'd sell the baskets for like $6. And I'd make, I'd make about $5 to $6 profit total. I don't suggest doing it, but I just thought it would be fun to pull it up and show you that. But then when I got it home, it didn't have all the pieces. We were missing some. So we only ended up making a couple bucks. So I've got to give these guys their $1, and they're going to help me package it up, which is all we made. We only made $2 on this. So we don't have enough to put in the bank, and we don't have enough to donate this time. But we'll go ahead and let you keep that one, because you know what's coming up, y'all? Christmas is coming up. Yeah? And y'all got to make some money so you can buy me a gift. You know that? All right, Reagan, that don't match. Mom's gonna be mad at me for putting you on this thing wearing a pineapple and a
I had a shirt
and
over
a floral.
it, but I got hot.
All right, we won't tell Mama. All right, y'all. Tell them goodbye.
Bye.
See you next time. All right, so Turner doesn't often help us ship down here, but tonight he's gonna help us ship, and we're gonna put these in a bag. I'm gonna teach you a little trick. It's nothing special, but it's we're gonna lose some. All right, just put the ones in your hand in the bag, and then pick that one up. Okay, so you don't drop those.
I just picked up too many.
All right, that's okay. All right, so we're gonna put them in there. You having a little trouble there? All right, we're gonna put those in there, and then I'm gonna teach them a little trick, because those bags get kind of floppy, and they can get stuck places, and you can lose them. The post office can lose them. So what we do is we're gonna put in a little piece of cardboard. You see that piece of cardboard right here, Turner?
Yep.
I want you to put that inside of there. Can you put it inside of there?
How do you open it?
You don't open it, honey. You put it right in here. You slide it in there.
Oh, you slide.
Can you slide it in there?
Oh, this in here?
Yep, you slide it in there.
Okay.
Yep. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then we seal it up.
Take this off?
Yep, take that off. And then you seal it up. Can you do it?
Wait.
Okay. So what you do is you grab right here on the edge. You know how to do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Grab the other edge right there with your other hand. We'll flip it down. Okay. And this way it kind of stays somewhat rigid, and you can put the shipping label right here on this side, or you can put it on this side, doesn't really matter, and they won't lose it. Okay, but if it was real floppy, they could get stuck and they could lose it a little easier. Okay. All right. Thanks for helping.
Bye.